My name is John Fox, and I am a recovery artist, meaning that I am in recovery and I work the 12-step program and use other counseling methods of recovery, but I actually use art as a way of communicating and also expressing myself. So I worked the steps in art form, and when I help other people, a lot of people say that they are very visual, as I am, and that the steps make a little more sense to them when they have a visual aid, or it sticks in their head a little bit better. And so that's how I came to do the steps in art form, is that I needed those visual aids, or I saw things in my head that made sense to me and in working the steps. And so again, this is how I work the steps. I didn't create the 12-step program. Alcoholics Anonymous has had that program for decades before I was even born. And each person, when they do the steps, they come up with something different because we're all unique. And so I'm not trying to say this is what the steps mean and it's the only way of looking at it, or you have to do it my way. But I am hoping that by presenting it to you, that like many other people, you'll end up saying, hey, you know, there were some things that you said in there that I could take away as lessons that are going to be helpful to me. And then you own it and turn it into whatever it is for you. But this is how I worked the steps, not how you're necessarily going to do it. So first off, using art for me is a way that I express myself. Step one is that how the program works is listed on page 58 of the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book, and the chapter is called How It Works, and How stands for honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. So the first step is we admitted we were powerless over, and in Alcoholics Anonymous book it says powerless over alcohol, but there are many 12-step programs now, so it could be powerless over other drugs, marijuana, cocaine, other narcotics, taking prescription pills, and it's also expanded from alcohol and other drugs into behaviors such as gambling, sex addiction, harming yourself. So there's behaviors that become addictive to us as well. And if you just replace where it said alcohol with whatever else that you have an addiction to, that you can work the same steps. So for me, one of the visions that I had is that I imagined when I did my first step that it was as if I was caught in a spider's web, and that I was not being honest, open-minded, or willing. I was stuck in that, and when I became willing to be honest and open-minded, that the life that I had was unmanageable and that I was powerless, then I was able to start moving forward.